just saw the call up. It sounds like a game time decision. You can tell us who or?
There's a precautionary. We got bumped up a little bit last night. Nothing serious, but we're working through a few things in the room.
What we saw for the final two periods last night, as far as the line combinations went, are you inclined to stick with that going into?
That's going to get the same answer again. Like we're working through some things here. So, once we get warm-ups, we'll settle everything in.
Did you like what you saw for the most part, though, with those changes?
Yeah, I mean, it served a purpose. We came out in the second period and had more energy and fought back into a game, so I thought that was real good.
You're just a little more than a quarter of the way through the season. When you reflect back on just how you got to this point success-wise, and you look at the score sheet and you see things like Will Cooley leading rookies in hits and guys blocking shots at crazy numbers as well, as a coaching staff, to see contributions like that, maybe not manifesting in goals per se, but just guys doing what they need to do to contribute, what does that mean to you at this point in the season?
Well, it tells me that our team's doing a lot of good things out there. There's more to winning a hockey game than just scoring goals or even just preventing goals. There's a lot of details like that you mentioned. It could be your specialty teams. It could be fighting back in games. It could be blocking shots or hits. It could be the face-off circle. It could be the way you start games. I think our guys have done a really good job of being fairly consistent with the game. And then when we haven't had the game that we wanted or a period that we wanted, I think the response has been really good from the group as well. And so I think we've done a good job of recognizing that and making sure we're ready to play the right way.
When you see the response in different ways, whether it's a big block shot or a goal when you really need it, does that kind of just trickle down to the rest of the team? Do you notice, what kind of impact does that have that you can feel on the bench?
I think that there's almost an expectation inside the room that our guys are going to play a certain way and do certain things in order to be successful, and all the things that I just mentioned. I think that there's a realization in there that when we do these things, we can be successful and win hockey games. And so, while I do think the players recognize, the guys that block shots or the face-off circle, I think we're expecting to do that on a nightly basis in order to find the results that we want to find at the end of the night. And, it could be, like I said, it could be come in a number of different ways because there's a lot of things that have to happen in order to be successful. But I think our guys have an expectation of what they want on any given day or night and how they want to play.
Why has Trocheck been so effective on face-offs, and how much of a correlation do you think that is to the team's success this season?
I think the face-offs is possession, and the fact that our centermen have done a pretty good job in the circle. It's a point that we've emphasized right from the start of the year, and it gets attention every day, and I think our guys have done a good job with that. Troch, I think, is somebody who was always above average in the face-off circle to begin with. Certainly having a good year there.
It's one of the oldest sayings in the sport, 2-0 lead, worst lead in hockey. I'm just curious on your thoughts on that saying, and you guys raised a 2-0 deficit yesterday, and just your overall opinion on that lead.
I mean, I'd welcome one today. I think at times it's human nature, to feel like you've done all the right things. You find yourself up 2-0 halfway through a game or at the end of a period, and to possibly take a breath. You never know what's going on in the other room. There's so much parity in the league that any period can belong to any team without a question. And so sometimes it's just the rise in attitude or the drop in attitude that makes the difference. And still, you want to come out and start the right way. You want to get a lead. You want to build on that lead, and you look for a 60-minute effort. But at times, I think that human side factors into it a little bit.
How do you, in the course of your coaching career, it's changed quite a bit, where it's much more, happens a little bit more frequently, I would imagine, nowadays, the last couple of years than 15, 20 years ago. Is there a reason that you kind of sussed out why that is?
I think it probably happened. I don't know if scoring's up a little bit right now. Players are you know, the skill level of young players coming into the league is crazy. I can't speak to it. I would think that the element part that maybe I was speaking to, that's been around for 100 or so years, so.
Quick tonight?
Okay,
Quick tonight, or?
yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.